Hi, this is Rosemary, and this is my junk journal for the Fairy Vintage Mini Swap. And as you can see, I titled it A Fairy's Tale. And this is some paper, some scrapbook paper from Blue Fern. Here's the spine and the back. I kept it really simple because I think the paper did it all. So the closure is just a button with a ribbon closure like that, just press down. This is the first page, and it begins with a poem on fairies. This is my tag. Isn't that pretty? The story begins. I had a chance to use my stamps, and I had a lot of fun with that. This is a napkin decoupage. The pocket's made from a napkin decoupage, and I use my stamps, and I use gold embossing powder. So again, I used a lot of my die cuts stamping as tags. As you can see, this is one of my favorite pages with the rose. And many of the pages are from memo pads. I buy those bags for $1 stuffed full of memo pads, and so you can see right there it says notes. And I put a hinge, and many of you have seen how I use hinges. And the hinge there is also a tuck spot. These fairies come from some paper doll printables. This paper I just cut us along the flowers and to make a pocket underneath there. Oops. This page is really very pretty. It's some wrapping paper. A friend of mine gave it to me, and it was so pretty I decided to use it. And there's a pocket there and another tag. This is another one of those memo pads, and you can just tell them because they say just a note. I don't know if she's a fairy or a angel. And one of the things about this kind of memo paper is it's very thin. So I stamped and it came through. And so I just put some napkin decoupage there, and I really like that orchid effect there. You can see some purple lace. Again, one of the others, I'm sure some of you who have the stamp set will recognize it with the embossing. This is a napkin decoupage, small doily die cut. This is, it looks like parchment paper, but this friend who gave it to me said it's used to embroider, machine embroidery. It's like a pattern, but it is just very pretty, so I put it as a page. Here's another memo pad. You can say just take a note. It's a pocket, and I love to play with it, just a note, and I always put music paper. There you see it. This is one of my favorite little printables. Using up more of that, and you see another stamp, and it says hello dear friends, so you can journal on there or on the back. Napkin decoupage. Here's the tag, kept it plain, button flower, and I saved it because it is like part of a birthday card, and it says a bouquet. Now so I thought that was such a pretty, the flowers were so pretty. This is a printable, and I just fussy cut. And here's another printable that I had in my stash. All these papers pretty much I had floating around. And this is this, no, I don't know. No, this is not. These are some little fairy boys, and I fussy cut. This actually was a pocket, and I just kind of put him on top of the pocket, and it kind of blends in with the flowers. Here's my tags, just leftover papers. And here's the other little boy, and there's some napkin decoupage because I thought he looked a little bit plain just there as compared to the other ones. So just to balance it, I put a little bit of napkin. And again, some more memo paper. This is also memo paper. And it's just, by just putting here's a little girl and a little bit of lace there, you would never really guess that. This is one of those where I put this paper right here, and one of the things about my tuck spots, you can just journal on them like a regular page, or you can journal and then put items in it, tags, notes. There's my fairy girl, journal along there. And I guess, no, this is the center of it. And this is where I stamped just a sprinkle of fairy dust, poof, poof, poof. I like that, it's fun, makes me smile. I fussy cut this fairy right here. This is a die cut, so there can be some journaling, some lace pieces. And here you see the page, memo page. Here's, again, all this paper is in my stash. This is one, isn't she a pretty little stamp? Don't get to use her as often as I would like. Put a little bit of bias tape, made a tag. You can see if I'm stamping, I tend to, with this, just that magical gold, to give that magical effect, I use the gold embossing powder. Here are my girls, and let's see, this one I put napkin decoupage, and this is where you can see her pocket, kind of the opposite of the boys. This is Martha Stewart Punch, and it can go into either of them, or you can just add your own. This is the pocket, my stamping, a memo I found. I just found my whiteout, so you can see the other half of that birthday card. As you can see, it's your birthday. I'll have to white it out, but I thought it would show you can use almost everything. Here's the pocket. Oops, need my tag there. Here's the other side here on that, and here are again my little fairy girls, and the other half of this, the die cut, the napkin. It's just a very pretty book. This one, just a napkin edging with some lace. There you can see the gold just seems to dress it up so much. And this is kind of to give it, those Middle Ages, Renaissance kind of looking pages where you see a lot of fairy tales. So I did this. I wish I had done more of it, but when you're just kind of working at it. And there's a little fairy, plenty of journaling spots. She is a tuck spot, so you can journal. If you don't want this little purple, you can put it in there. It works either way. This is a new stamp, which I kind of like, and it says real love stories don't have endings. I kind of like that as an ending. Here's the back. It's a pocket. I haven't put anything in there. Little tuck spot, a little envelope there to add, and as you can see, there is the back of the book. So it's not a very big journal, but I think it is a very pretty journal. It just, like I said, it makes me kind of smile, and it's just a very fun. I had wanted to make a fairy journal for some time. I had a lot of this printables just in my stash, never really doing anything with it, not finding the inspiration. And I was able, like I said, I had all the papers, and I just did it very quickly in a few days, because once you have your papers, the ideas start flowing. So again, thank you for watching A Fairy's Tale, and we will see you again. Thank you for watching.